lawyer Sammy Gyamfi ma minti what your colleague on the other side on a B, and he still insists as someone ready for this trial now. Time wasting antics now na more display.
Say I am ready. Say you're ready for this trial. A court nature and you're not be. So and CBU a lawyer for or moody sa same way nim I come was on all sides. Omonye a lawyer for Kitwa. Ekosiisen young ones. Say a comment on Omajuma Yemua. Ye hu sa se bi obebi omo madru ni nru ho enye se bia ye wo opportunity to sit on radio until na ye run people we know they are far ahead of us, and we don't even have the competence and what it takes to question their strategy or their approach when it comes to practice. So and when it will be able to make NDC for when ready. I mean, this is just case management. And nanon per se a treman so. Omon train hearing Nangaza eba. But ye, Ungruna yeba bona hun shisheye, and a man so na ye between a hun shisheye, and ye keke. Yenyam masam no crasso. There are some of the issues and na a major on me say bro, because I know why he's doing that. On the say unia simbiaka. Trivial issues, there was a ubuna ninchi manekono, and on a bay or substantive matter. Oh, Nazanyasa and a B, bear 10 minutes on issue at the Chachuchikata elite. Now, is this a substantive issue that should even occupy the attention of any lawyer or person commenting on this matter? When he knows, said this is normal in court, ye juniors, no. You could do the brief for our seniors in court. Now, you free case. I told you now, senior no or another court in the same building. If your first no new the junior one who is being led by the senior, the junior one will write and say, "My lord, my senior has stepped out. He's in your brother's court here near there, so would like to crave the indulgence of the court to stand this matter down for maybe 5 minutes. Court and so then I will take another matter near." Isida. There is Tony Leta and Kabebi as a mean to me because I just a chachu. Is it an own report or court on someone? Yeah, be fair to the facts. One casa any junior lawyer will be leading it as a lead counsel in your na judge for ban so on casa. He will make a case, he say, in can the papa mu ayentwe mesini anemra. But when the judges can agree, they can also insist go ahead, you can do it. When they insisted, Tony Leta did what he was supposed to do. And when they started asking him questions, he rose to his feet and answered all the questions. And a court rise here to go and take a decision. In fact, it was when they rose and a chachuchi katabai. So Tony Angaze
Ekosiisen on
Chatuni so Nana B Wabe can't help at all. Is it Nana? Communicating on political issues are different from communicating on legal issues. It must say a reporter on the course or court there. And ye factual. So when one moment in Yanra now more mundico or Matias, because they can hear Tony Leta gas or no you want to mean casa, I just a chachu or casawe. I am yasa. ABM or say, strategy is say we are defying the court. They have defied the court. Hey, Nanayakas will be a defy court. And yeah, as I'm trasao, it's a very serious issue. So, medical chim say. So, Justice Apple, when he was making the point, said we made an order, say file BB at a certain point time, Ben Amofa. Okay, said Tony later refer me to date the order was made and when that process was filed. Justice Apple, AD1 KBB. The justices, yes, express concern, say, yes, someone file a witness statement, one file. But we explanation Tony later the Mae, Chachuchi Katabe can't be too sooner. May you show some who say, oh yes, the order no man is so dear, but and ya or my drain is so good. Maybe or legal reasoning and now legal reasons until Moody take his decision, you know, and they are wrong in our view. But we don't think that it was done to spite the bench. That is why they have given us one more day to file. Court to be any one said deliberately we define now or be one more day to go. Sanctions will apply and our cost to put your boka. So we buildings are. So over even how magnanimous the court was in their decision, Ira Chachuchikata sorry da or moase, as answer chums, oh my lord, we the name in Tebu. Now reason they say you file stay of proceedings. That is the court now cry to say when you defiance of the court. Look, to file stay of proceedings in lieu of an application you have filed before the court on Okrano in itself respects the fact that there is an order or there are certain things you need to do, but you think that the court should hold on with those things. That is what. So one file is stay of proceedings, and I was saying, my application of review before you, and ultimately filing me witness statement, even though you have ordered me to do so, and not the EKA defiance. But once you file the stay says that court, you have shown respect, and we defy the court. Nana B so as a lawyer, he knows. Say this is trite. Is it da when lawyers have substantive matters before the court or an application before the court and the stay of proceedings in lieu of that matter, they normally don't do anything ebe undermine your Mwankasomu case. Unim okay Kennedy Japan case no. Okay, is a lawyer ne afenyo market. Nansia de one kokaseti judge bi no. Menim pe ne de oka no show ne menim say we near de akire. Don't you remember that there was one occasion where they went to court and the judge wanted lawyers for Kennedy Japan to do something, to move on and do something in open court, and afenyo market moka said no. Oma file a process in the higher court into your money. Somebody then can look at it and say you are defying the court. No. But on no free says I am undermining the case I have before another higher court. A normal practices. Into no honey side issue ni bisi. The bottom line is that and find only how you run down lawyer Chachuchikata. And even your senior lawyers on your side, there was our respect for him. And I found one the Obeka court no enim de echen ye nyina almost say NDC John Mama Yama one more de ko file ye be file so ti de muke nyina no we it has nothing to do with
witness statement.
Yes, it has nothing to do with the substantive matter.
All the five. Yeah, this
no, you can't five. I know they are trained a lawyer for no file will be. Then he makes a point say the law not allow you to file your witness statement and amend later. And I will be who be a question. Obi what be say na to amend later no say a court no be ma kwan. Yes. And na bibia so nhye court no say was o ma kwan. Say wadanse na ode wadanse krata no be system na fa bi ka ho. Bibia nhye no opa no de be ma opa on fa ma. Obetumi aka say abibia asem ye dui de. Are you too late? And I still made the be ma. But without
supplementary.
Yeah, to file even to file supplementary, no, it's still at the discretion of the court.
That's true. That's true.
Supplementary, in fact, to file supplementary, you need the permission of the court, and then you're trying to leave
of the court.
That is why I have filed a statement of case in respect of the application for review. They say you have additional legal ground to add. You go for leave because you can't file the additional. I just walk for leave, and they can refuse it. They can refuse to give you leave to file. Sometimes ni enim say omo be ma yekwan no omo ma yekwan be nei. Said ye na nyempo a say bibi papa afiri maba. Judge for na ma ye say oh ye be ma mo kwan. And it has been captured on record. It must have your case. Okay, first day now. I say we about out for trial. Lawyer for petitioner. I mean, I respect him so much. Lawyer Kutampa. Admire him so much.
Second respondent.
Yes, second respondent. Oh, sorry, say. Amendments na. You know. Your lawyer for now. So we come. And I just say ni boy. President of the bench. Kase masa. And you wanna have conduct you because I had amano. Tinanabi, and you will be conducted Chachuchikata case, Amano. What did I make you say? Ye here who names one Katawaka lawyer for Kuku and way a party. Nanabi, intimate, what the men cry, we get him the ye. Now, Obi, waka relevance, relevance.
Yes.
And the reason why courts no apply the same reasoning now mujina so the ma mampenye kufu ado kwan mane bisa easy 4 questions in the 2012 case. Yeah, ka say the court no nya adwen. Yeah, yes, 3 solid arguments. I mean grounds. ye de ba kokra so akwa ho ye say the edikan rule 99 na CI 99 na abano. It allows for interrogatories because it allows 5 days for pre-trial, and it doesn't repeal or exclude the right of parties to file interrogatories in any part. Into their interpretation of CI 99 no, and you're correct in our view. And that's how 42 days in the crane. Doctor, are you in a trim? Said the Lord doesn't say what the petition court now, election petition, I should be determined in 42 days. It should be determined within 42 working days of the court. It's not the same as within 42 days. And that is why in the second schedule of CI 99, we have periods no matter almost from January to March. From January to March, about 90 days. So 42 days in the amount for the 42 days until was a judge for the count. That is not what the law says. The entire duration over 3 months. That's about 90 days. But in 90 days in a court better. So 42 working days of the court and the matter is expected to be dealt with. And also even the law, that's rule 69 C4. Court original so say the new CI 99 doesn't allow for amendments because they quoted it wrongly. Yeah, quote to the right rule in our statement of case. You show that fundamental error of law, how it has occasioned miscarriage of justice to the petitioner, in our opinion. Court no yawoda omubedi. Say komayo and kwamayo, our lawyers know what to do and they will do that. Now, Obi, it is about the petition before the court. Now, MP before you see, petition na yedi akoko. Then no one say no more come. Omo ankasa state your questions, no more answer, no more de dad ni pay 2 foot go many mahame ni ase. And na be better na he. We try kontompo bebre.
Sir, you know some more winning election no.
No, say you can say. Johnson say didn't get your letter be come on Ashanti region chairperson. Now let any appendix exhibit B na nanya zana to a petition. Now let any money can say Ashanti region kwano MP we are mat 300,000 bia MPP obi mbato so kan sa. Me patro ni let any exhibit B BM Johnson say didn't get yankasa or let BM. I am challenging that the name of one say Ashanti region you are 300,000 votes be in that letter say exhibit B. I have referred to it here in Eastern region the kind we say resource agent sign no the bar strong room we Accra. It is true. Easy for Ankasa Jiatu. But no be I explain it say some why you can mu akoso ne de keka ho no. Any position say we want this election based on our coalition. And you know the court.
And then the man fair no uncle court.
And you want to bet there was here the court. When you have different courses of action, you decide what to pursue at what time. Obi, look, you can't put something on nothing and expect it to stand. If the declaration of the 2020 presidential election results is unconstitutional, like we believe it is, then it means it is null and void.
And therefore, the declaration is null and void.
Yes, it means it never happened. And therefore, issues of overvoting don't even arise. Are you getting what I'm trying? Because if the declaration of the results is unconstitutional, then what results now challenges say overvoting? Are you getting me? Legally, it will not even make sense. The reason why in 2012 the MPP went into issues of irregularities, infractions, some of which were very frivolous, in my opinion, and in the opinion of the court, which were dismissed unanimously, like duplicate serial number. No,
5-4.
No, duplicate serial number, unanimous.
Indeed, specific
9 justices. Almost ya benim ya twachene. Almost ya muncha millions of Ghanaians vote because polling station codes be a duplicate. Court nesi way and twasumu atwato 9-0. Almost say presiding officers be unsigned pin sheets. Inti muncha millions of votes na munyo mampenyo kufuado mampenyi. Almost we so twasumu eni nyina so womrem ne ya twachene. That was their choice, because in that petition they were not even challenging the constitutionality of the declaration of Afarijan.
No, share the validity of the vote in some.
No, they were looking at the regularity.
Irregularities. No.
So irregularities of votes cast. That is their choice. We are saying that even before we look at the regularity of vote cast and all those issues, there must be a legally valid declaration. When the declaration is not legally valid, if it is unconstitutional and therefore null and void ab initio, why do you go even into details to go and talk about overvoting and all that? It means the right declaration must be done. And when the right declaration is done, that is when those issues of the validity or the regularity of votes cast or the conduct of the election arises.
And mono,
you guys
the
what
right declaration will mean say I was see a call rerun. I was see a call run.
Of course, based on the figures Jimen Sankasa di tuja in her declaration. Obi, mamene say.
That's on the 9th of December.
Yes, on the 9th of December. There were 275 constituencies in Ghana. There were results from 274. Or say ni padodoa omo to aba abani dimu womrem total valid votes. 13,434,574. Or say Omampenya Kufuado out of this 6,730,413. What's the same? 51.595%. Your cost is saying your boy with team. And 51.595%.
And we're based on 9
declaration. That is the only declaration which has been made.
Which declaration has been corrected?
And which that is the only declaration. That's the only declaration. Obi uti me. Then, Mame no ankasa results new. Obubo mampenyi Muhammad de keka meba ho. Owie ye no say. Techiman South nyama ye de. But ye de madodo e wo Techiman South. Nipa dodo e wo Techiman South mutimi to abanyina. Ye de ni nyina akra ma de watoso mienu na still mampenyi Kufuado. Candidate Kufuado be di nkuni bo benya more than 50%. That was her declaration. We declare we on the 9th. Were enacting into law Declaration of President-elect Instrument CI 135.
That's the Gazette, no?
No, not Gazette. You enact it into law.
Okay.
That is CI 135.
Okay.
And you Gazette the CI. What Gazette is CI? And Ababa Beyembra. Obi, are you listening to me?
Yes, me too.
Then, what's what I was saying? Oh, my Fonso. And my papa now me say Ghana for 2 years on 7th December. No, now 13,434,574. Man on the form here. I did so today.
Yeah.
And what paper so mo ye proofreading ni bibia o. Also man on the form here. Na figure na me pesa mekano. 13,119,460.
Which is the valid vote count.
What the answer na me ba ha. Or say when you based on this results, no the Techiman South can one still on Mampenyi Ekufuado win.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can one Mampenyi Ekufuado win. Meaning says that declaration now, and don't know why enacting in accordance with the constitution into law CI 135. Now what Gazette no? Per no one admission and your papa.
But the Gazette was done on the 10th.
It means that declaration, but the publication of the Gazette is on the 10th.
Yes.
But the Gazette notification says that given under my hand this 9th day of December 2020, meaning it was the 9th December declaration she gazetted, the only declaration she has made. That is those are the express words of the Gazette notification.
Yes.
Say a resource are bobo on the 9th what declare. Which resource or no ankasa jia tum? Which resource as the year Juma or Mampenye Kufuado and Rene election? Which resource as the year Juma Mampenye Kufuado and more than 50% of the total valid votes? And it is NDC Jaima dear we car Ghana yam yakabi maminka bin yes because to me yama ana yamra kunyini ne ka say was a candidate binya madodo was so nyansa na waye mampenyi no. In
the Mumu argument, Mr. Sammy, the 9th December declaration, no, which you believe led to the CI 135.
Which was what was enacted
into law.
CI 135
and
gazetted, no.
You believe, sir, it did not take into consideration the corrections that were made on the 10th.
No, it's not about that. We are saying it's unconstitutional because per that declaration, CI and Gazette, no, Omampenye Kufuado enya more than 50%. Of the total valid votes.
How?
Because and then in the petition you hear all the mathematics.
So at the time 13 million
that was the declaration.
That's it was corrected on the 10th.
Corrected.
Hold on. Are you certain, sir, the Gazette not take into consideration.
And the Sammy Gyamfi is not being a judge, he's not prejudicing this matter. He's only explaining the case of the petitioner.
Yes.
Now, also I'm correcting. The figure by.
EC at the 10th December statement.
Yes. What is the figure in 13,190,460?
Yes.
That statement, number one, is not a declaration.
That's true.
That statement now, number two, was not signed by the returning officer, Mrs. Jean Adukwe Mensah, or on a constitution, they say, Utimi presidential results.
Yes.
So whether it was from her or not, guesswork. Nensan Shasi.
By the electoral commission.
But Nensan Shasi. Isi penny be as on Sanya Day and Shasi. Okay. What the Yamfa win in a crantonche? Na Yanuntum. Figure near 13,119,460. Ubi me boy. And John Mama say, okay, Masama the one my court. Because so-called correction I was a way, Maybe agents, one free. Political party be an presidential candidate be anyone and the agent can't be.
Okay.
Now say you know number banosu sumfidia. Your number nusu na ye. Ti say your number nusu why a coalition from constituency region national. MPP for one sign B. Yes, we are sign B. But when your results and say you can declare. No way declare. Now we say we kwa correction. Say you know koye. Unkwa utimi ko share dem koye. Krata wo dia ba no nsan hyase. Figure no kwa fa so nya obi anim. We say mo huru manim kosoro nti no. Munyintum. No problem. Kwansima asemi no kodu court. Na you say be share the real results na. You say figure be na ma me dia ba. Is it the same 13,119,460 na? Philippo Sebonsu. Would you have to one catch Ghana for the easy for correct? This is the correct figure. And you know no catch court na? No. And then I was say be who say easy way they have something to hide. At paragraph 24 of their answer to John Mohammed's petition, they have introduced a new figure, which is 13,121,111. Into Yatuaba on the 9th. Was a total valid votes, which is important because the constitution makes the total valid votes the denominator. And on a ube jinaswa who say we are
more than 50%.
Correct, Obi. Was a 13,434,574. Adia Chenya, or the unsigned press release aba. Obi ansan shase. Candidate agent bianca hon. What the aba say? Figure no one on the form here. Then I will pay what can ankasano. 13,119,460. Ah, Kwansima now was Yasami could do quarter. Now if you the figure for Fraba 13,121,111. Obi, is Ghana a banana republic? Is that how elections are conducted in democracies? Where in the world will this be accepted? Same people for you do more come back too. Ababa ni ato ne Ghana ha definitely yearning the results in specific terms, as in total valid votes and the votes obtained by each candidate. Ababa ya to abewie wa enacting into law wa bobowie wa gazette. Yet you keep on changing the results like oba time be sisa ne ba kra keto obedi 3 months pampers. Do you even respect your constitutional responsibilities? Because you see, you are the EC chairperson and the returning officer. You have the constitutional responsibility to declare results. But that declaration, you must do it in accordance with law. And so say, ubu responsibility. So now NDC for some way, Ghana bro because any EC chairperson can do as he or she pleases. Ghana for I express a certain verdict. Then somebody will come and declare results, show us the figures are and never see your way or channel see your way. Even this third figure, our modia show mokrata mu on obi. And one me true challenge be message justice in yes way. Now say near you my money because I finished starting and then look. When you go on the EC's website, all the 275 summary result sheets are there. Obi, you know that. You've seen them. I have downloaded it. I can share them with you. My justice in your Excel spreadsheet. Now total valid votes now 275 sheets in this one. And see the figure you will get. You will see that that figure is different from the one they declared on the 9th. It is different from the one she published in the unsigned press release of 10th December, and it is different from the new figure she has now introduced at paragraph 24 of the EC's answer. Election back then. And the reason why figures no figures no exercise is because of corona in our view. Accountant and
yeah, you made that point. Sammy, you have the same time. You have the same time. Let me ask this question now. Fast wrap it up, Mami. And the question will be, sir, fundamentally, what's the Mami who say, mo challenge on the constitutionality of the declaration. If, in your view, the declaration is unconstitutional and should be declared null and void, based on results, Ben, I'm calling for a run. Because the results you claim say are illegal, are unconstitutional.
You see, the court has
so based on which result?
The court has certain inherent matter, powers over matters pending before it. It is possible, like the court did in 2012, say, based on the fact that EC for my conflicting figures, if the EC is not able to convince the court to say figures your Modiako court the correct one, the court itself can order an inquiry. Okay? Like Omoma KPMG
yes.
To ascertain the true results. And if the true results are ascertained that based on my mini figures or the Abano, we believe that there will be a runoff. Hence that. But
in that case, then it should be a fresh election because then it will affect all the other presidential candidates.
Fortunately, we are not justices of the Supreme Court. They will determine that. Because you see, I'm restraining myself from pronouncing judgment. But I'm telling you what our case is. Obi biara openo kre sebi. Na oye otin semi aye kan ase say. Me pese make us oye badwema. Enim say de ye kan aba wom. Say yakoto aba. Constitution ne say de ye beka se wadi nkunim no. E wo so onya ma papa ne mu wo ha mu chichemu aduonum more than 50% of the total valid votes. EC chairperson abebo aba no. Omampenye Kufuado enya yet yese wawene percentages or the buy impu ukikabum kre bro 100% only in Ghana and EC as it is our record no mutiminya 100.4% nyina figures here or the buy say your total valid votes you was son on prince and yet ukomo website is why you get another figure Ghana ni be no person be hu sa asem we mu no kre. And that is why we must all support this petition, because this petition is on our behalf as Ghanaians. And the rule says it's only the candidates in the election who can go. John Mahama is doing this to protect your vote, to ensure that your vote will count, so that the true verdict of the people.
Sammy, how would my vote count if the polling station I voted in, there is no question about the validity of the result at that polling station? The argument now, a declaration electoral commission boss. Because hold on, let me finish. Declaration electoral commission boss on the 9th, which really does not invalidate my vote at that polling station. Why should my vote
we are
not count?
Saying any vote should be invalidated or cancelled.
So what should happen?
You see, in the 2012 election petition case, that petition, in my opinion, was about the selfish parochial interest of a presidential candidate who wanted to be present at all costs, candidate Ekosiisen, who went to court and said, Ghana for millions of them because of duplicate serial numbers, presiding officer and sign, duplicate police station codes. Now you declare so your man penny.
Irregularities. You have not seen any irregularities.
Is your official be born in TMP? Your mama dear say no. Me ma yen twa Ghana ni biabem. Their votes must count. And until don't cancel anyone's vote.
Yes.
Name on the total polling stations 38,000 and over no. See ye kikaboom. Ye collation, constituency, region, national. The real figures after the coalition is what is supposed to be declared. And when the real figures are declared, now obia enya more than 50% of the total valid votes are runoff.
Yeah, that's true. Sana constitution.
And I'll say, ye baby, una was why you coalition now working kind. Ye what issues about coalition now ye ba say tie no. Why tie? Because ye enfa letter no, ye petition come wo reception. Why tie? What declare wa ba wie? O se nipa dodo eto aba ni 13,434,574. Osi Omampenye Kufuor nya 6,700,000 and something thousand. Osi Akatechiman South. Ya de sa mani nyina ka John Mahama wo kro Omampenye Kufuor be we ne. Ya se nsem a wo kan ye no, wa wonu mu asem o, ene edi wa asem. Ya kari ya wusa wo boa. Ye bu nkunta ne sa Omampenye Kufuor nya 50 more than 50%. When a serious issue, I was a court to him. Obi say, oh, ye mistake. That's how we a mistake. And upon I was say, the same way I court. Now, we bet the genuineness of the so-called mistake you claim to have made and justify the so-called corrections you did. And I say, now, simple questions are you are running helter-skelter and you are being protected from answering them. Obi, the issue is simple. The constitution of this country is supreme. Without that, we don't have a democracy. So if John Mahama has gone to court and he is not seeking to annul the votes of Ghanaians like candidate Akufo-Addo sought to do in the 2012 election petition case, but he is seeking, say court, EC chairperson, why ye Juma in accordance with the constitution. Na candidate will more than 50% in Kwan the Becca when you are a winner. The way so will be a nya ya run off.
Yes.
Money be in the womb.
Ultimately, the Simon issue with this petition is there will be a rerun of the election.
Yes, it's one of
some
the
argument.
Yes,
the Supreme Court needs you two more. There will be a rerun.
At West, it's one of the reliefs. But when you go to court as a lawyer, you should know that not all your reliefs.
Your reliefs will be granted. That's true.
But me, from where I stand, and I don't know whether I have permission to say this, but let me tell you, this is my personal opinion. From where I stand, and my understanding of the petitioner's case.
Yes.
And so far, responses are Abba Free Nanabi Mune
EC Hono.
The worst case scenario would be say the EC will have to go and do the right constitutional declaration. That's for me the worst case scenario. And when they do that declaration, the lawyers know what that means. But finally, my man can't
message about say Obi in Remetil Nunu 2005.
In fact, that is what I was going to.
Yeah, the Supreme Court, speaking through Dateba, asserted that an error in EC declaration does not vitiate the validity of elections. All the EC would be required to do is to redeclare appropriately.
Maybe it's the worst case scenario, but let me show him the difference between in Roger Metinuni case, which is what the second respondent and, or if you like, the respondents have relied upon for some preliminary objection or reason. What did I say? Oh, Nana, just 1 minute. Obi, what is your case? That in Roger Metinuni case in the Supreme Court can say declaration who won Samoa. It is not a challenge
of the validity of the election,
like as provided under
64-1.
The difference between the Roger Metinunu case and this case is that in the Roger Metinunu case, they were challenging the form of the declaration. They said, the declaration should have included the names of polling stations and all that, and the specific results from polling stations and all that. What you say? And because the declaration of the 2004 presidential election did not conform with that form, no. Roger Metinunu and the lawyers say the declaration is unconstitutional. Now, court say, "Oh man, yes, court what they did was there was nothing wrong with that." But oh man, yes, you are not challenging the validity. But your case where they are different. We are not challenging the form of the declaration.
You are challenging the substance,
the constitutionality, and the substance. That the substance of the declaration is unconstitutional because the declared winner did not attain more than 50% of the total valid votes. Based on
your own collation, and now say based on the results so declared on the 9th.
Based on the results,
which result was corrected on the 10th.
Which correction has subsequently been corrected, and has subsequently been corrected. So Obi, and me bisa question. Bi no na me de ma no besi. Oni na na bi nyina. Mo ma me answer. What was
the total valid
votes for the 2020 presidential election? Why would be trebia no? Yebema champagne. Eye no no time December then dey emfa.
Okay, mami.
Emfa 9 then na
mami page. Nana, would you want to take up the challenge, mami?
Oh no.
Okay.